Hello friends! Do you happen to use any of those popular modelers today that have replaced all our tube amps that we used to really love and adore, such as the Quad Cortex, the Kemper, the Line 6 Helix, or maybe even the Axe-Fx? Well, I literally just had the craziest idea to turn this useless, somewhat of a piece of junk Marshall 1x12 Hayes 40 combo amp into an ultimate power amp machine for your favorite modeler. So I've got my Quad Cortex here, and for the longest time I was hooking it up live into the Marshall Hayes 40's effects loop and running it through the stock Celestion marquee speaker, which is a little I've been trying to sell off a bunch of old gear, that way I can get one of the new Fender FR10 or FR12 FRFR speaker cabinets. But then my mind started to wander a little bit and I said, I may have found an interesting idea. What if I were just to replace the Celestion marquee speaker with a 12-inch FRFR speaker and have the two EL34 power amp tubes go ahead and drive the speaker? Behold, the Celestion F12-X200 FRFR speaker. Now, if you don't know what FRFR means, it means full range, full response. Or it might be full response, full range. I forget the order. Now, once installed, what this speaker can allow me to do is go ahead and use all my favorite IRs, which is impulse responses, which is like a cab simulator, and use them on my speaker. And that way I don't have to bypass the cab sections on all my modeling presets. And that way I can go ahead and get more variety of a tone, you know, change the cabs. What if I want to run a Marshall 1960A with V30s or greenbacks or creambacks or whatever. Now, I chose this speaker as opposed to the Celestion F12-M150 only because I analyzed the frequency ranges of both speakers, and apparently the F12-X200 has a wider frequency spectrum, which means I can go ahead and dial down some high end or low end, and I can kind of customize the tone a little bit more to my liking. And it's just more of a full range in terms of frequency speaker. All right, here's a clip of me using the Gojira default preset into the Marshall Hayes 40 stock Celestion marquee speaker, and me not messing with any parameters. All I did was just go ahead and disable the cab lock, and let's go ahead and see what that sounded like. All right, now time to get my hands a little dirty, and let's go ahead and install the Celestion F12-X200 into the Marshall Hayes 40 amp. Whew. Now that we got that speaker installed into the Marshall Hayes, let's go ahead and run the same exact preset, but this time we can go ahead and enable the cab block, and maybe we'll even change around some of the cabs to see what kind of different flavors we get for the tone. All right, as stated before, we loaded up the default preset for Gojira X from Neural DSP, and what that does is it automatically loads up cab number 3. Now let's go ahead and change it to cab number 2, and let's see what that sounds like. Okay, let's see what cab number 1 from Gojira plugin sounds like. And what's really cool is we can go ahead and load up any IR we want. We can even go into the stock cabs that come with the Neural DSP Quad Cortex, and we can load those up and just mix and match how we want it. All right, so what do you guys think? This is a great alternative if you don't have enough dough to go ahead and fork up for the Fender FR12 speaker or the 10 speaker. And if you already have a tube combo amp lying around, you could just go ahead and swap the speaker out for a full range speaker and let the power tubes in that amp go ahead and drive it, or solid state, whatever your flavor is. All right, guys, thanks so much. Go ahead and like and subscribe so we can keep giving you good content. Cheers.